Well, we've been talking about organ donations, opting in, opting out. Claire's here from UK NHS, and fascinating information, because you've had this data now from Wales, who went early. UK's gone in. The other crown dependencies, we're on the thinking Jersey's kind of on its way as well, but Guernsey are just. But anyway, let's talk about how it's affected everything, because Wales, as I say, there's data. So they changed it to you're automatically in unless you opt out. Did the amount of people, giving organs then suddenly go up massively, and that sort of thing?
It wasn't a sudden process, but it took a few years. But they were, to be honest, rather down at the bottom of the league table in the UK for organ donor rates. They are now at the top. Their consent rates increased to 73%. They're now at the top of the league table for organ donation and consent rates.
So it does make a change.
It makes a huge change, and the consent rates are just part of it. It's the change in culture that it's delivered as well. You can see that there's an enthusiasm, that there's a whole nation that is supporting organ donation and believes that it's the right thing to do.
You talked to the MHKs and MLCs today. There seems to be very much a positive thing. I mean, it almost sounds like everyone would say it on paper anyway. Yeah, sure, let's get rid of that iffy problem, because that's what's happening at the minute. You've got to have consent. Especially relatives have got to, and that's still going to happen, is it? I mean,
well, we'll always talk to the relatives. We need to speak to them partly because it's the right thing to do, but also because we need to know lifestyle and medical history of it. But I think the value of the change in legislation is that it better reflects the fact that we know that 80%, closer to 90%, support organ donation and would be happy to be an organ donor after they've died. It's just that they've not got around to signing onto the organ donor register. We all lead busy lives, and we all need to do all sorts of things, and signing on to the organ donor register is usually just fairly low down. So this change in law will better reflect that. It better reflects that most people want to become organ donors, and it takes some of the responsibility away as well. So you don't have to go to the effort of signing on to the organ donor register. The law's already there to back you up. You just need to speak to your family about what you want to happen.
It was interesting seeing your graphs about how many people actually are available for donation. It's quite a small pot at the end of the day from everyone that's around, and it gets smaller and smaller as you get the actual people who are suitable to give their organs up.
Yeah, so it's a very, very small proportion of people that die in the right circumstances to be an organ donor. So you need to be in intensive care or critical care, you need to be on a ventilator, and thankfully there's just a very small number of people, just a few thousand people in the whole of the UK that die in those circumstances every year. So that's very positive, but it just means that every single donor is precious.
And Isle of Man people have helped your system, because I know it's a pot, isn't it?
Yes,
a pool for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. So, like I say, every single donor is precious, and we have donors from the Isle of Man, and similarly we have donors in the UK where organs will come over to benefit people in the Isle of Man and vice versa. So every single donor is needed.
And the UK legislation, that's good. I mean, Wales went first, but the UK's made it slightly different.
Yep, so England is just past its final hurdle within the Houses of Parliament, so that's just waiting for the Queen's Royal Assent.
That'll be England only, Scotland doing their own thing and Wales doing...
Yeah, so everybody's separated out.
Right.
So Scotland is still in the process. Jersey have enacted, but not actually become live yet. They've not implemented.
They're a bit ahead of us,
yet.
are they?
They're a little bit ahead, but it won't take you long to catch up. Guernsey's way behind. So you have. I've always described it as a really positive thing, that it's almost like all the governments are vying for who can support organ donation the most, who can change their law to support it the quickest.
But you're never going to have enough, are you?
Never, no, sadly. Like I say, there's so few people that die in the right circumstances, so we will never have enough organs to meet the need, and 3 people die every single day in need of a transplant. So we really do need everybody to decide, yes, I support organ donation, I want to donate and help save lives after I've died.
And even you get on the list, sometimes you have to take people off that list when they're just not suitable anymore. It's too late for most.
Yeah, so there's 6,000 people waiting at the moment, but we know around...
What, any one weekday?
Yes,
right.
at any
6,000
one point.
people?
6,000 people, but there's about 3,000 people that have been suspended from the list because they've just become too ill to survive the transplant operation itself, and sadly some of those people never get back onto the list because they die.